Hey, what's good people? It is your boy Pacman, Mr. 925, in Tambo Yomtlakasi. White to the Chokega. Welcome to Artist That Gave Me Kwetsa, brought to you by Stone. Right. So, yeah, man. Artist That Gave Me Kwetsa. The first one obviously has to be Touchline for me. Touchline. Touchline. Touchline will give you a Kwetsa, bruh. Like, I'm just thinking about the first time I got introduced to Touchline. So I first got introduced to Touchline through Back to the City. So I was attending Back to the City and he was battling on the main stage and he won that battle. But at that time I didn't even know Guti Lomuntulo or Touchline or this rapper was Touchline. But he was mad crazy. And it's like a few weeks later, how? Mangena rabo maslika online on live la pasingabona how? This guy actually got some music, that does give you a Kwetsa, and then obviously he had to drop his album 19 Flows. And then from then it was never the same. I started following him, I started trying to understand his journey, and his journey just gives me the whole Kwetsa. So shout outs to Touchline, man. He's a very dope lyricist, a storyteller. I like the fact that he can also like balance between Vernac and English. He's from Tembisa, but he can still do it the international way, mara, with that gassy flavor. You understand? So shout outs to Touchline. He's giving me Kwetsa. The second artist has to be Sjava for me, because Sjava, man, is a herb. Sjava is that green tea. I know people will be like, yeah, but why ain't you saying Sjava is beer because you drink beer? But I'm like, no, Sjava is a fucking herb. Sjava will heal you. Sjava will take you from your darkest place and then put you in your lightest place through his voice. So shout outs to Sjava. I remember just going to a concert. It was in Constitutional Hill. It was the Basha Uhuru event, and Sjava was performing there. I remember coming back the next day, and yeah, I did not have a voice because I was just like, Namanga kulunga mafu, namanga tumizulu, namanga tiwani langa lesho na nyola la nyimbo nilo wagwami. Man, shout out to Sjava, man, And for the fact that Sjava is an international artist that made it internationally with his roots, with his own tongue, with his own authenticity, he did not switch up, but he represents who he is and he represents where he comes from. So shout outs to Sjava for hitting me up with that Kwetsa. Another artist has to be MT. I love MT so much. And also, why do I say MT gives me like a Kwetsa? Because if we look at like his work, whether he was at Ambitious or like now pushing his own record label, he still gives you music that will uplift you, music that will give you a lot of hope, music that will push you to go and hustle, music that is based on values, and I love the fact that when he takes out an album, he always titled the album via his children. So like looking at a man like that or a guy like that, I think he's also probably my age, because I think he's a 94. So just looking at my peer like that, and I'm a father as well, he's responsible in terms of like his fatherhood. So it just strikes me and I'm like, what, MT, man, is the person to listen to, because he's got a lot to say that can impact my life and that can impact the way in which how I carry myself as a dad, even though I'm in the entertainment industry, or even though I'm this guy who's on people's faces. You understand? So shout outs to MT, man, and his latest offering is dope. Another artist, so I'm gonna give you 5. So I said the first one was Touchlines, Java, MT, and the fourth one for me has to be Zuchi. Zuchi, best producer in the game, best introvert in the game. Like, I like the fact that he can rap and produce at the same time. And like, when it comes to Zuchi, the type of music that he makes, for me, it kind of slaps. It slaps hard in terms of like his latest project, Anxiety. I felt like the timing was relevant, and there's so many times where I go through that anxiety, and whenever I play that music, there's a part in one of the songs. I think it's a skit, and like this person speaking on the background is like, a lot of people are trying to find ways to kill anxiety, and it was like, and that's the pitfall, because you can't kill anxiety, but you can deal with it. Understand? So like, that line was a light bulb for me. I was like, you know what, shit. In fact, it was a Kwetsa. Yeah. Shout out to Zuchi. I love Zuchi's work. I love it even when he puts his hands on other people's projects, because they just become magical. He's the magician, and whenever he does the abracadabra shit, trust go to is a change situation. Let's see who else is giving me Kwetsa. Pretty Ugly. I know a lot of you will say, hey, Mara, there's no Mapiano, but Pretty Ugly, man. That soil project. I said that soil project. Shout outs to Pretty Ugly. I've never listened to Pretty Ugly's music till now with this project. And with this project, so many jewels, so much wisdom placed and hidden in this album or EP, whatever you guys want to call it. But this house, soil, it's got so much that you can use to transform your life from, if you could just listen. Like the things he raps about in this music, are conversations that I feel are conversations I like to have with my niggas or people or a stranger. But he then took those conversations and put them in a project or in music, and they become musically. And music is a spiritual thing, so whenever you can hear them on the music, there's just something that will transform. There's just something transformative about that whole process. So shout outs to Pretty Ugly, and plus, he also is a dad, and he's got like a beautiful family with him, and I love the way he handles himself. I mean, when you look at Pretty Ugly, he's pretty, not ugly, no homo and pause, you understand? He's one of like those handsome dude in the game, and whenever like you see handsome dudes in the game, it's they are all over the place, but to see him so in solitude, to see him structured, to see him, I think he's a dude that contemplates a lot about what's going on around him. For me, I think we need a lot of people that sit by themselves and really contemplate about the shit that happens in the world, because then when you do that, you're able to come up with solutions, or you're able to highlight issues, especially when you're like Pretty Ugly, because he's like an influencer in a very respectful way. And I say an influencer because I say he's like a model to a lot of people. He's a brother to a lot of people. He's a father, so people like him, whenever they start sharing light on issues that are being neglected by young people, that's beautiful, because like bringing more people into the space, so we can all go try find solutions to solve some of these issues. And my last one has to be Langa Mavuso. Langa Mavuso, man. That guy's voice. The things he sings about. I think Langa Mavuso is that artist that I listen to whenever like I'm also in a long distance traveling. Whenever like I feel like I need some downtime and I need to listen to someone that can soothe in my soul. Langa Mavuso is that one artist that does that for me. He's that artist that gives me the Kwetsa. So yeah, that was my top 5 Kwetsa or artists that gave me Kwetsa, brought to you by Stone. So I hope you enjoyed it. You can follow me on Instagram at Pacman Mr. 925. Yeah. Take care, man, and thank you for this opportunity.